Welcome to Overwatch, and welcome to the first episode in a brief series where we discuss the patches going into the beta. We'll briefly touch on the key changes in the patch and hopefully cover everything that's gone into it. For the sake of speed, I'll be using the official patch notes released by Blizzard. It is safe to assume that a bunch of other changes have crept into the game, mostly under the hood, but these are the big ones. Footage in the background is random gameplay for the most part. As time goes by, I'll try to sync this to be cleaner, but speed is a priority for now. Enjoy! This is for the 20th of November patch, or 0.8.1.0.25370. Rolls off the tongue. The first change is a simple cleanup on the Rate This Player UI. They forgot to add labels to the damn thing. Whoops. First up for the real changes is Genji. Genji is an excellent support killer and assassin. He can snowball rapidly and deal a huge amount of damage if he isn't stopped. This change, however, strikes me as more of a play field change than outright balance. Damage over time, or dots, are really hard to make fun. Knowing you're about to die and being stuck, helpless, I personally don't mind. I think it provokes some interesting rapid choices, but I know many people do. They've decided to remove the dot aspect of Swift Strike, instead giving him a simple 50 damage dash. For reference, I believe it was 25 immediate damage before, followed by a 50 damage dot. Honestly, I see this as a buff. Genji's secret potential is in reset chaining and cleanups of big fights. The ability to rapidly and reliably deal 50 damage and follow it up with a melee strike for 100 damage total is intimidating. This might remove the frustrating aspect of Genji's dot, but I worry for the frustrating aspect of him rapidly picking off a bunch of hurt people as a cyborg blur. Still, I imagine this is also easier for Blizzard to tune without it getting conflated with the annoyance of the dot. Next up, Mei gets her first nerf in losing her ability to gain ult while Blizzard is active. A simple change, but a fair one. While Blizzard is running, it is super easy for Mei to freeze a bunch of people and, pardon the pun, snowball off it. Still, the rest of her team reaps massive benefits. Very curious to see if they can make Mei more fun to play against in the long term. Mercy. Oh boy, Mercy. Damage amp has been nerfed. I don't have precise numbers on this unfortunately. I do wish Blizzard would release them with the patch, but not an unexpected change. I'm expecting it's down to 75%, maybe 50%. I get the logic. At the highest levels, damage amp Widowmaker was becoming a big deal. This also has a slight buff to Zenyatta, making his Orb of Discord more useful rather than just amping a primary damage source. Mercy already gets a lot of power from her kit. She can afford the tone down here. The interesting one is the Resurrect change. This, again, is probably a quality of life thing. There were frequent complaints of starting the cast and people were respawning before it was ending. The solution to that was to just watch the battle. People have circles around their grey skull death indicators showing how far until they respawn. But yeah, fixing frustration and leaving in the terror of the Mercy ult. Kaplan stated in his address to the nation that they have ideas for this and might see them early December or next year. Still, expect Mercy in every single tournament until that time. Way back in July, I think I started discussing the potential of her ultimate to nullify the use of enemy resources, and bringing everyone back at full health means getting kills around Mercy isn't necessarily the safest thing. Sometimes better to just leave them low and try and bait out the ult. But more on Mercy another time. Widowmaker got a love tap, and a double whammy with the Mercy nerf. Her damage has gone from 170 at max charge to 150. That's 300 on a headshot. There's a Reddit post I'll link in the description that went into this in detail. Unfortunately, a lot of it is slightly invalid with the Mercy nerf as it does take into account the damage boost, but the basics are that tanks are a little safer, and funnily enough, Torbjorn's armor buff is a huge amount more valuable, especially for Mei and Reaper, and Symmetra's shield is also nice for Bastion too. That being said, no direct change on rate of fire, so surviving a headshot with 5 HP is still probably a death sentence. A combination of these two changes, the Mercy nerf and the Widowmaker nerf, means that Widowmaker can't headshot tanks all day. She'll still deal considerable damage with Zenyatta or Mercy around however, so I'll be curious to see if Widow Zen Sniper Spotter teams start popping up. Zenyatta can see his Discord target, so could be easy shots. A final simple change is that scope shots consume 3 ammo instead of 1, reducing the spam a little and forcing her to reload a little more, creating a few more openings. That said, it might have a similar effect to when Fire's rate of fire was nerfed, imposing a more slower, deliberate fire rate, which could actually be deadlier than the potential to spam. That said, if you do spam now, you only get 10 shots, so expect to suffer for it. Ultimately a small patch, the Mei and Genji changes aren't unexpected and serve to remove some of the unfun aspects of the game, as well as stop Mei throwing out a blizzard every minute. The Mercy ult change was more shelving something that didn't work and taking another crack at it later, while turning down her slightly overloaded power, especially when you have dependable people. Finally, the best girls changes aren't unexpected, no more amp tank busting while still fairly effective overall. The ammo change will punish missing, spam, or weak shots and rewarding her good play more. I like it for the long term. Thanks for watching to the end. I've been one channel amongst many and I look forward to bringing you coverage of the beta in the days to come. If you want to help the channel grow, like, sub, spread it around, you know the drill. Also come join me on my stream sometime. We have fun getting salty at people's insane hero picks. Doodles. They're all going Winston now.
Enjoying the exhibit?
I'm going to have fun now.
No one. Teleporter online. We move quickly.
Thanks.
No one can hide from my sight.
Oh my god, they're leaving.
Leave this to me.
I heard a Winston land somewhere. Can hear a tracer. They've got a tracer now. They have a mercy damage boosting.
No one can hide from my sight. No one can hide from my sight. No one can hide from my sight.
Thanks.
Everything in its place.
can hide from my sight.
Hey. This is just gonna be some random fucking shots.